is Jacob. I go to Central Elementary. A big discovery this year for me was reading.
One of the things I strive for as a literacy teacher is to help my students make connections, not just between one text and another text, but between the text and their real-world experience.
So when she started putting examples and telling us ways that we can make this more connect to our life and, make it more interesting to the kids, I felt like she was helping me.
Jacob was a little bit resistant, had a little bit of an interior, not so much I'm not sure that I can do this, but I don't believe that I can do this.
In reading, we were supposed to do compare and contrast, and I really wasn't interested. I didn't do the work. I didn't feel like I should be doing this.
So as a literacy teacher, yes, I'm interested in reading, but also building up the confidence, using growth mindset ideas and changing the statement, helping him change the narrative. I don't understand this yet, but I'm going to keep trying. I'm not sure this is my favorite topic yet, but let's read more about it and see if I find something that I enjoy.
In the beginning of the year, I felt alone and that I had no one to help me accomplish my goal in reading.
So one of the things that I began to talk with Jacob about is, well, when you're not in school, what do you enjoy reading? And initially, the beginning of the year was, I don't really read at home. Well, what do you enjoy watching? What kind of movies do you like? What kind of music do you listen to? There was one time he said to me, does it shock you, miss, I'm interested in horror stories? And I was like, no. And we started talking about Stephen King.
I came across a genre of horror, and it was really interesting. There was different kinds of it, like true crime and scary nonfiction types.
So if that's a genre you're interested in, let's see if we can pull some stories. Let's see what we can find for you on that level, and also do the work that we're working on in class. So a hook. So
when I came across Stephen King, there was this really interesting book that I found at the library called The Thinning. So I took the book home and I started reading it. At first I didn't think it was that interesting, but then once it got to the first chapter, or the second chapter, I got really interested and hooked by the author. And when that happened, I couldn't stop reading it. And so every day after school, I would take 3 hours out of my time to read it. And by the end of the week, I finished it.
Jacob is in so much of a different place than he was in the beginning of the year. He's one of the first students in my literacy class to have an independent reading task project that he's working on.
My independent reading project is about The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. I picked that book. It's really interesting and it has a lot of big words for me to learn. So I like learning big words and figuring out things that I haven't learned before.
So my hope for Jacob is that he doesn't only feel ready for middle school, but up to the challenge, and that he can take the reading skills he's acquired in elementary school and really make them a part of who he is and how he learns and what he knows is important to him to be successful.
So my dream is to be a writer, and I think that reading is very important to being a writer.